Hello, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen. What is wrong with people in writing fanfics that are just gross? The following fanfic is very gross. You want to know why it's gross? Well, let me read it to you and then you'll find out. This fanfic is called A Sinner's Life by Slytherin Max. It's rated M. It's in English. It's romance angst. It's a Dragon Ball Z fanfic. And it's Piccolo Gohan! Piccolo Gohan! And you know what? For those who do not know about Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's a little kid, and Piccolo is a scary alien who's an adult! An adult! So, let's read this little innocent fanfic, shall we? Max, please don't ask. I randomly got this idea stuck in my head like yesterday, and I finished it today. I'm ashamed of myself. Well, you should be! Warning, Yota-ish, Piccolo Gohan. Gohan is 8 years old! Disclaimer, I do not own Dragon Ball Z or any of the characters. Word count 591. How is the frickin' word count relevant here? Okay, A Sinner's Life. Piccolo smirked down at the young child laying limply at his feet, his clothes torn to shreds, cuts and bruises littering his small body. What a pathetic brat. Try it again, he growled menacingly, watching as the child blinked open a bleary black eyes. But Mr. Piccolo, he pouted, rubbing his watery eyes as he stood on shaky legs, there's no way I can beat you. A scowl formed on Piccolo's face as he shot up into the cool morning sky, a small ball of energy forming at the tip of his right index finger. I never said anything about beating me, brat. I'm going to kill you. He fired the ball of energy at the small, whimpering child. Ah! Gohan screamed as he shot up off the ground, a light sheen of sweat covering his small body, tears dripping heavily from his wide eyes. He brought his tiny hands up to his chest, clenching the fabric of his gi tightly in the small fists. Mr. Piccolo, he hollered, his body trembling in fear. Mr. Piccolo! What? Growled an angry voice behind him. Stop your sniveling, you little brat. What do you want? Gohan sniffled heavily, jumping up and rubbing his face into the front of Piccolo's gi. I had a really bad dream, Mr. Piccolo. I dreamed that you killed me. You wouldn't kill me, would you, Mr. Piccolo? Piccolo simply glared down at the small demi-Saiyan, floating slightly off the ground. Get off of me, he said evenly. But okay, Mr. Piccolo. Gohan whispered, glancing up at Piccolo's annoyed face. He jumped down and slipped on a loose rock, his eyes widened dramatically as he fell over the side of the cliff, slamming into a protruding rock and falling unconscious. For a moment, Piccolo could only watch the young boy fall before he jumped into action. Gohan! He yelled, swooping down the cliff, reaching out for the boy. He grabbed one of the boy's arms and pulled him closer, wrapping his free hand around the boy's waist before landing smoothly on the ground. He sat down slowly and laid the boy gently on his lap, his hand brushing the loose strands of hair from Gohan's face. He allowed his eyes to roam over the small body in his lap, his eyes stopping at the large bleeding wound on the boy's inner thigh. Gently laying Gohan on the rough desert ground, Piccolo slowly removed his gi. He lifted the boy's legs up slightly and licked at the still bleeding wound. Interesting, Piccolo. He jumped slightly when a soft moan made its way through the boy's innocent lips, his tiny fists digging into the dirt. Piccolo, he whimpered. Gohan. Piccolo moved his free hand up to graze softly over the small chest, lingering longer on the pink nubs, feeling them stiffen under his rough touch. He pressed a kiss to the underside of the boy's legs before setting it down gently on the ground, his hand now playing with the boy's narrow hips. He moved his head up, nuzzling his nose against the boy's small penis before taking it into his mouth, sucking and nibbling at the tip, drawing more soft moans from the sweet little throat. Piccolo's eyes snapped open, looking down at the young boy laying at his side. He brought one hand up to his face, staring at it. It was just a dream, he whispered shakily. Max, I hope you like this. Please read and review. Love, Mr. Max. Oh! What the hell is with people and writing porno fanfics about adults and kids having sex? You want me to give you a review, Mr. Max? Well, I think I'll give you a review. I spelled fanfic wrong. I added a U in there. Let's get rid of that U. Okay, here's my review. This is just gross. Gohan's a kid. Kid is an adult. Big no. Oops. No. Big no. You do not write fanfics about this because it's just gross. Okay, this is what my review says. This is just gross. Gohan is a kid. Piccolo is an adult. Big no-no. You do not write fanfics about this because it's wrong. It is wrong! Wrong! Freaking wrong! Oh. This was just gross. I mean, at least it didn't actually happen, but still, it's just wrong. Especially seeing Gohan's a sweet, innocent little kid, and Piccolo's pretty much molesting him with his tongue! Pretty much, someone has to have serious issues to be writing a fanfic like this. Children are not sex objects, they are children. You're not supposed to be thinking about them sexually like that. It's just, you're not supposed to. Get it through your head. Children are children and they're innocent. Okay, so stop writing fanfics about fucking them! Oh! Well, I'm the FanFic Critic. I read it, you listen, and now I am officially scarred for life.